On Parshat Shmini, as we approach the Chag of Pesach, Bezat Hashem will be able in the coming Shiurim to try and understand the secrets behind the first Chag, the first experience, the first relationship that we built between us and Hashem in the whole history of the nation of the Jewish people. And the first idea that I want to try and understand is the timing of Pesach. The timing of Pesach is the beginning of the Shalosh Regalim. And when I was sitting with my wife on Shabbat with Tanya, we were doing our Chavruta and Sefer at Tanya, she asked me a question which was, why don't we begin the holidays from Shavuot? Because if you think about Yetziat Mitzrayim, there's a lot of excitement, but there isn't really anything. We leave Mitzrayim, we don't have a Torah, we barely have mitzvot, we don't have a land. So we're leaving Egypt that's unique, that's special, but there's nothing to hold on to. There is no new reality, there's no new possession that the Jewish people have that they can say, this is what we're holding on to after Pesach. And if we look at Shavuot, we have a Torah. If you look at Sukkot, we have the Sukkah which protected us and revealed Hashem in our lives. It's something physical, it's something to hold on to. And so why is the starting point a holiday which at the end of it we really have nothing except for the fact that we just left Egypt. That's it, there's nothing else. And so the Sfat Emet in the year 1875, he writes, Pesach Rosh Hashanah LaRegalim. In Masechet Rosh Hashanah, Daf Kav Daled Amud Bet, the Gemara says that we have 3 regalim. And the idea of regalim is 3 different steps in the year of our calendar. A regal enables you to develop, enables you to change. And Pesach is the first regal, Shavuot is the second regal, and Sukkot is the third regal. So says the Sfat Emet, according to this Gemara, why is Pesach the beginning of this journey? The beginning of the 3 regalim, the 3 steps into becoming who we want to become. And so he says that what's special about Pesach is Ki mikodem tzrichin lihitrachek miyetzer hara. The Sfat Emet says that often we speak about change. We speak about changing as people, changing as a nation, changing as a family. We all speak about change. And many of us know where we want to get to. Many of us know that we want to get to X, we want to get to Y, we want to be happier people, we want to be better people, we want to give more tzedakah. There are many things that we want to grow in and more on practical level. Many of us want to run faster, some of us want to eat healthier. But says the Sfat Emet, you have to recognize that although so many people want to change and are searching for change, many people do not. They're very clear that they want to get to X, but they don't get there. And he says Pesach has something that's so different in the area of development. Pesach says, Tzrichin kodem lehit rachek. Before you go beyond, before you build, before you create, tzarich lehit rachek. If you want to get to A, you have to know that there's something preventing you. One of my great rabbis, Rabbi Aaron, always says that if you go into a store and it's selling the greatest cell phones in the world, iPhone 17, iPhone 18, iPhone 19, 19S, great cell phones, and someone walks in but doesn't want a cell phone, you could have the greatest cell phones in the world and you won't sell a thing. And what he's really saying, Rabbi Aaron, is the same idea of Pesach. That a lot of times we don't recognize what we're missing. We don't know what's preventing. And before we learn what's preventing our growth, we speak about growth. We want to be in area wherever it is, but we're not recognizing that something is stopping us from getting there. A lot of us know where to go, but we don't know what stop signs are in our lives. And so we could go to great places, and you could go to Shavuot, and you could get the Torah, and you could even go to the land of Israel, and you could walk around, but you're not going to feel anything because you don't know what's missing. Pesach says, Tzrichin kodem lehitrachek. You will not receive any growth from Pesach. There's no Torah, there's no lands, but there is one thing. You get to understand what was preventing your growth. Mitzrayim was from the word tsar, narrow. They were preventing us from knowing what we want. They were removing us from recognizing where we want to get to. And before you go far, ask yourself, what is stopping you from going far? I know for me personally, often I try a lot to eat healthy, be on a diet, whatever you want to call it. And often I fail. I do the great thing of having a diet in between meals. It works really well. But except for that, I don't really succeed. And one of my students once came to me and said to me, Yair, the problem is that you call it a diet. Is that you're not asking yourself, what is preventing you from succeeding? You're looking at, you want to be healthy and you want to get to there, but what's stopping you? What's preventing you? And the idea of Rosh Hashanah as the beginning is that the first step is to remove what's stopping us from growing. And in an amazing appearance in the Torah, we see also with the journey of an individual that he does the same thing. The pasuk in Breshit Parak Yud Bet pasuk Aleph says, "Vayomer Hashem el Avram lech lecha me artzecha umimolatecha umibeit avicha el haaretz asher areka." And if we break down the pasuk, there are two stages. Lech lecha me, go from artzecha molatecha beit avicha. Step 2, el haaretz asher areka. You have to start from knowing where you're going away from. And only then can you go to. So Hashem says to Avram, the individual, and to Am Yisrael, the nation, stage 1 is what is stopping you, and only then stage 2 is where do you want to go. And so this Sfarim concludes and he says, Ki mikodem tzrichim nitachad me'etzara kmo shekatuv matzah milashon masa umeriva. The matzah has many explanations. One of the explanations, the word matzah comes from masa umeriva, meaning to fight. You need to know what you're fighting against before you speak about growth. And so often, we are great about speaking about growth, and we're scared about speaking about challenges. To conclude the timing of Pesach, Pesach is the beginning of the regalim. The regalim are dealing with how to change, and the first regal, the first holiday is Pesach. Pesach says, before you search for where you want to go, ask yourself what you want to prevent yourself from. My bracha for us as we clean our homes and prepare for Pesach, we start to ask the question of what is preventing us from growing, and not only our dream of growth. Shabbat Shalom.